Amway. I bet you've heard that name before, right? Maybe a friend even invited you to a meeting. It's one of those companies that really sparks some intense debate. But what's the real story? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig in and unpack the business model, the controversies, and see what the experiences of people who've actually been involved can tell us.
So this is really the big question, isn't it? Is Amway a golden opportunity, a ticket to financial freedom, or is it a huge risk? The thing is, the answers you'll get are on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. We're going to look at both sides of the coin to figure out just why this company gets people so fired up. All right, first things first, what even is Amway? Let's get into how their business actually works.
Okay, so at its core, Amway is what's known as a multi-level marketing company. You've probably heard the term MLM. Basically, this means they sell their stuff through a huge network of distributors who aren't traditional employees. But here's the key thing to get. It's not just about selling products. A huge part of the business is recruiting other people to become distributors under you. This is called your downline, and it's absolutely central to understanding how people can make money, or in some cases, lose it.
Okay, so they're selling stuff, but what kind of stuff are we talking about? Let's take a look at the actual products. Their product lineup really boils down to three main areas: health, beauty, and home care. Think vitamins, makeup, cleaning supplies, things people use up and have to buy again. And that's a pretty common playbook for this type of business, right? It's all about getting those repeat customers. And this is where we get to the real heart of the matter, the two sides of the Amway story. We've talked about the business model and the products, but when you look at what people say about their experience, wow, it's like night and day. You see, it's not as simple as saying it works or it doesn't. The whole MLM structure is kind of designed to create these really different outcomes. A few people way up at the top of that network can make a ton of money, but for the huge number of people at the bottom, it can be a real struggle just to break even. And that tension, that's built right into the system, is pretty much what fuels this whole massive debate. So what you get are these two totally different narratives. On one side, you've got people who swear by it. They talk about personal growth, finding a community, this incredible potential to earn as much as you want. But then on the other side, you hear from critics who talk about losing money, feeling this intense pressure to sign up their own friends and family, and being part of a culture where you just can't question anything. It's that huge difference that makes it so tough to figure out what's really going on. So you've got these two completely different realities. What are you supposed to do with that? Well, the clearest piece of advice we have is pretty straightforward. You've got to do your own homework. And this is so important, it's worth highlighting. The message is crystal clear. It is important to do your research. This isn't just a friendly tip. It's more like a serious heads up. At the end of the day, the responsibility is on you to really dig in before you decide to jump into anything. But doing your research can feel a little vague, right? What does that actually look like? Well, you can break it down into 3 steps. First, just accept that both the amazing success stories and the really negative ones are probably true for the people telling them. Second, you have to go looking for information from lots of different sources. And this is key. Don't just listen to the person who's trying to get you to sign up. And then finally, once you've looked at everything, you have to decide for yourself. And really, this whole thing leaves us with a much bigger question that goes way beyond just this one company. When a story has two completely opposite, passionate sides, how do you figure out what's what? It's a super important skill to have in today's world. And ultimately, the power to figure that out, well, that's in your hands.